People of Interest is brought to you in part by Arcadia University. Totally used to be Beaver College. No, seriously, look it up. How funny is that? Beaver College. A college for beavers.
My next guest, Dr. Martin Attenborough, is one of the most celebrated anthropologists since Margaret Mead. His work, which focuses on gender and culture, found him living and integrating into several untouched tribes in Africa and South America. His findings have led to many groundbreaking discoveries about the human condition and gender identity in the last few decades. Now Dr. Attenborough is turning his attention a little closer to home. His latest project involves studying female-only living arrangements, especially between the ages of 18 to 25. Not surprisingly, he takes his work just as seriously, living and integrating himself into sororities, brothel, and even the Playboy Mansion. His findings are expected to be published in next month's Journal of Anthropological Science. Dr. Martin Attenborough, welcome.
Attenborough, thank you. Thank you. Attenborough.
Now, your studies on gender have been groundbreaking. What has led you to just focusing on women right now?
There are the more interesting species. The fascinations that you'll find within them. They're always under or over in one way or another the male of the species, obviously. So that clearly makes them more interesting in all cases. Not to mention the fact that they, they're just tempting to watch.
Certainly. No arguments here. Now, it's, as you've sort of gotten into these arrangements, has it been hard to sort of integrate yourself to, sort of paint yourself as, as just one of the girls?
Paint myself? Well, I don't know that anybody would call it painting myself. I do try to fit in. I try to not be seen, but I never quite take on the persona of a woman when I do this. I wouldn't want to interrupt my studies. I wouldn't want to take the waters, as we say. But there's much that you can observe without looking completely without standing out a little bit, very little. There's much that you can observe. There's rituals, as you may not know, some of you, that one can observe in the dressing areas or bathrooms. They go in bathrooms in pairs, almost religiously. It's like a religious thing for them.
A ritual.
A religious ritual.
Have you found any insights into why they do that?
Oh, many insights. For example, support. There's certainly an emotional support with the entire. They won't let me back there.
Oh.
They won't let me back there, but I know what happens before you get in. They won't let me back. And that's the thing. That's the thing that really is the most upsetting. Because there's so much to learn if you could just get into the women's bathroom. There's so much to understand and so much to experience that I would love to get back, but they won't let that happen. But yes, many reasons why they go. Support, mostly for emotional support.
I know you are participating in some activities with these groups of women.
Yes, some activities.
Well, what have you felt has been most easy to sort of break into?
Dressing them.
Oh.
I get to dress, depending on the scenario,
Sure.
at Hugh's place.
Yes.
I get to dress them. Hef. I call them Hef. You Hef. Dress them. You learn a lot with that. For example, don't touch that. They have very sensitive parts.
Oh.
And if you violate that once, oh boy, are you in the doghouse forever.
Oh.
Yes. But even in sororities, when I've been allowed to stay in a sorority or in a brothel, or even under those circumstances, during the dressing process, you have to answer a lot of questions like, how do I look in this? And then they show me what, every angle. maybe I'll just have to take you with me at some point. I could use an understudy, an assistant. But the things that I have, the thing that I most enjoy observing is the most fascinating aspect is that when you don't break out any cameras during that moment.
Oh.
Don't break that out. Who are you ever in the doghouse?
I mean, that must be difficult for your research. You know.
Extremely difficult. I wish, if only they would let me just take some pictures for posterity, document this. One day these things could wind up in the Smithsonian. They don't care. They have no desire. And they think it's all me. They think this is a selfish endeavor on my part. No!
So this must be one of the most frustrating cases that you've been in.
Yes, it is very frustrating. For example, when I was in the bush.
Yes,
In Africa, I was. There were a great many challenges to that. You know, water is very scarce.
Right.
Whatever you're wearing, it's going to be obsolete in a few hours because the great temperature changes from day to night. Not to mention my apparent difference between me and the natives. Just looking at me, I'm never taken seriously, or I'm approached with great skepticism. Those present challenges in and of itself. But this, let me tell you, well, there's no shortage of water. I mean, that's for sure. However, this, oh God, you try being taken seriously in or trying to just use their bathroom just under the guise of actually having to use it. You try that. You were right in the doghouse, straight into that doghouse.
Do you feel this protective nature of women? Where do you think that sort of stems from? I mean, have you made any discoveries? You know, what the genesis of that is?
Their protective nature? You mean between themselves?
Yes.
What is the genesis of that? Oh, that's so good. I did do a paper on this. You have to understand that they are constantly either over or under the men in their society.
Yes.
Well, as you can imagine, that creates a great pressure to either remain on top or to get on top from underneath. And so they support each other in all things because what's good for one woman is good for all. If only they would let me help them. If only they would let me help them in. Help me. I want to help them. They should help me help them. Sometimes you just can't get a leg up on this.
Have you taken an approach where you've sort of, taken a smaller, tried to get under them?
Tried to get
so
under
to
them.
speak, elevate them above you, and let them, take charge on top, and that.
Let me choose my words carefully. Yes. There was one occasion with the Playboy ladies there. That's Tina, Dawn, Rachel, Dawn, Rachel. Rachel and I. Rachel.
Right.
We were shopping. She needed something light to wear for an evening, something light, And we went shopping, and I suggested, why don't I go into the dressing area and make sure everything is clear, that you can go in, that no one else will be observing you. What do you think? You would think that this was a kind gesture on my part.
Yes.
Tremendously. I'm trying to help. I'm just trying to see. I just want to peek in. Just have a look around and see. Make sure anyone is inside. And in which case I would say, no, don't go. Don't go now.
Right.
Do you think that this was accepted with open arms?
It sounds like this might have.
Where do you think I found myself immediately after that?
I'm gonna have to guess the doghouse.
The doghouse. Directly into it.
Well, final question. What are your plans? Do you have something in the works?
Yes, I have many things in the works. Did you know that there is a that there are some performance arts communities right here in Philadelphia that are women only.
I did not know that.
There are, in fact. There are, and I fully intend to go undercover in this case. And I intend to go undercover as a woman with some facial hair. I'll have some facial hair many women have facial hair, there's nothing wrong with that. You're not going to wind up at the Playboy Mansion perhaps, but nevertheless, there are women who do that, who have that. I'll slip right in, and I'll be studying them from inside, and I'll get the inside scoop, as we will, on their behaviors and motivations and their desires.
Well, Dr. Martin Attenborough,
Attenborough, thank you. Attenborough, yes, doctor.
I can't wait to see the results. Thank you so much.
Actual support for People of Interest is brought to you by Philly Improv Theater, Philly's home for comedy. In addition to shows every week of the year, PHIT offers classes in improv, sketch, and stand-up. For more information, visit phillyimprovtheater.com.